Hi, these are the solutions for the exercises for the algebra review. Let's look at the first problem. We need to expand. 3 times negative 4 is 12. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8x. Negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. And we'd like to collect like terms. We have 7x. And we have minus 12 and positive 2, so that's negative 10. Negative 8 plus 6x, that's negative 2x. 20 plus 8 is 28. Now we're going to do the inverse of negative 2, so that's positive 2, that's plus 7x, that's 9x. We have negative 10, so that becomes positive 10, plus 28 is 38. So our answer is 38 over 9. Recall that we're dividing 9 on both sides. We have an explicit function for y, so we'll use y in the substitution. There's 2 y's, so we need to substitute in both spots. 3x plus 4, bracket. I'm going to substitute in color. And we copy the rest, that's negative x. Now we expand. 3x plus 8x plus 12 equals 14. 2 times 2 is 4. X. 2 times 3 is 6. Minus x. Collect like terms. We have 11x plus 12. We have 14 plus 6. That's 20. We have 4 minus x. That's 3x. Now we do the inverse operation of plus 3x, that's minus 3x. So 11 minus 3 is 8x. And we have positive 12, so it becomes negative 12. 20 minus 12 is 8. Divide both sides by 8. We get x equals 1. Are we complete yet? No. We need to substitute this back in because we have 2 variables. Y equals 2 times our substitution, 1 plus 3. So y equals 5. Let's look at our next problem. We have a 2y, we have a y, so we need to substitute for y. This is not y directly, so let's calculate it by dividing everything by 2. Now we have an explicit one that we can plug into here. Negative 3x plus 2y. 2y is this one, so we'll just copy this one rather than putting 2 times this. Now we have 21 plus 3x minus y, so we'll use this one this time, minus 2x plus 3. Negative 3, negative 4, that's negative 7x, plus 6. We have positive 3x, we have minus negative 2x, so that's 5x. We have 21 and minus 1 times positive 3, so that's negative 3. 21 minus 3 is 18. 5 goes over the other side is negative 5 plus negative 7x, that's negative 12x. 18 minus 6 is 12. Divide both sides by negative 12. We have x equals negative 1. Let's take this, substitute into here. So y equals minus 2 times negative 1 plus 3. So negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2, plus 3 is 5. So our answer is x is equal to negative 1 and y is equal to 5. Okay, let's look at solving some polynomial problems, specifically quadratics. We have 2x squared. We need to explain this. This is 2x minus 2. We have negative 3x minus 3 times positive 2. That's negative 6. Bring everything over to the left-hand side because we want a positive leading coefficient. 2x squared minus x squared is x squared. Positive 2x plus 3x, that's positive 5x. Negative 2 plus 6, that's positive 4, equals 0. And recall, we want to do this so we can factor. We don't have one single x that we can isolate, so we factor this. We have to have a sum because it's positive. And we're looking for factors of 4 that add up to 5. Whenever your constant term is 1 smaller than the sum term, then it's just the constant term as one factor and the 1 as the other factor. So our answer is x equals negative 4 or x equals negative 1. And recall, we never put and in here. It's always or. Next question. We need to expand on both sides, and the popular way to call this is FOIL. So first, 2x times x. Outside, 2x times negative 5. That's negative 10x. Inner, plus 3x. And last is negative 15. Same thing on the other side. X squared, negative 2x. Inner, positive 3x. Last, we have negative 6. So we have 2x squared minus x squared, so that's just x squared. We have negative 7x. We have positive x. So this is negative 7x minus x. That's negative 8x. We have negative 15. We're adding 6, so that's minus 9 equals 0. This time we have a difference, and when the difference is 1 less, or 1 more, however you're looking at it, we know it's, again, the constant term and 1. And it's minus 9 because the negative is bigger, so we have plus 1. And our answer is x equals 9, or x equals negative 1. Okay, we have 2 equations and 2 variables. And I would suggest that you substitute before expanding. You can do it either way, but I think you'll find it easier just to substitute first. Otherwise, you're going to be expanding twice. Okay, we have x squared plus bracket 2x minus 5. And we don't really need the brackets here because it's positive. Plus 2 squared equals negative 6 plus 5x minus. This time we do need brackets, 2x minus 5 and bracket. Simplify. X squared plus 2x. Negative 5 plus 2 is minus 3 squared equals 5x minus 2x is 3x. And negative 6 plus 5, there's 2 negative signs, is minus 1. Now we need to FOIL this. X squared plus 4x squared. Remember, this is 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. So outer and inner is minus 3 times 2x, that's minus 6x, and we double it, so that's minus 12x. And plus 9. 3x minus 1. And we bring everything over to the one side and collect like terms. X squared plus 4x squared is 5x squared. Minus 12x minus 3x, that's minus 15x. 9 plus 1 is 10. Again, it's a quadratic. We want to move everything one side and factor to solve. Now we can divide everything by 5, or we can just factor it out first and then divide. And if we divide both sides by 5, we're just left with x squared minus 3x plus 2. Again, we're looking for a sum. And since the sum is 1 bigger than the constant, we're just looking at 2 and 1. Since the sum is negative, these both need to be negative. So we have x equals 2 or x equals 1. Now we need to substitute back into y. So y equals 2 times 2 minus 5. That's equal to negative 1. Here we substitute 2 times 1 minus 5, and that equals 2 minus 5. That's negative 3. So our answer is x equals 2, y equals negative 1, or x equals 1, y equals negative 3. Okay, to solve this question, we have a radical on both sides. The only way to solve this is to square both sides. We square this, we get 4, and use brackets. Square this, we have 9, and we expand. 4x squared minus 8x plus 12, 18x minus 18. Bring everything over to one side, 4x squared. This is going to be minus 26x. It's minus 8x minus 18x. And 12 plus 18, that's 30, equals 0. We can make things easier by factoring out a 2. So we're factoring this. We divide both sides by 2, and that will go away. So we have a 2x, and we have an x. We need 13. Both these need to be negative. And you can work it out with other methods, but I can see the solution. We see a 5 times 2 is 10, and then the 3 gives us 13. 2x minus 3 equals 0, so x equals 3 over 2, or x equals 5. We need to test both of these values. Whenever we're solving radical equations, we need to check that the solution is valid. We'll start here. 2 times square root. 5 squared is 25. 2 times 5 is 10. And plus 3. And then we have 3 times square root. 2 times 5 is 10, minus 2. So we have 2 root. 28 minus 10 is 18. 3 times root 8. When we bring the 4 in, we're multiplying by 4, so this is square root 72. When we're bringing 3 in, we're multiplying by 9, so this is square root 72 as well, and that's good. Let's look down here. 2 times square root. 3 over 2 squared is 9 over 4, minus 2 times 3 over 2, that's just minus 3, and plus 3. And then we have 3, and then we have 2 times 3 over 2, again that's just 3 minus 2. So we have 2 square root 9 over 4 equals 3 times square root 1, that's just 3. And we simplify this. This is 2 times 3 over 2, and that equals 3. So that solution is good as well. Last question, find the domain. Remember, we need the radicand to be greater than or equal to 0, so x squared plus 5x minus 14 is greater than or equal to 0. We factor. Factors of 14, because this is minus, we're looking for a difference. And the difference needs to be 5. So we have plus 7 and minus 2. X equals negative 7 or x equals 2. Those are our boundaries. To make both of these positive, we have to be bigger than the biggest value. So x is greater than or equal to 2. And to make these both negative, we need to be smaller than the smallest value. So x is less than or equal to negative 7. And this is our solution. We're looking at the most restrictive case. And that completes the solution key.